How's it going? Adam Drake here, and today I'm going to share some information on the new O.S.SPEED B2184 Nitro engine. So we're super excited to finally release this. We did tons of testing and development, working with engineers at OS to come up with a improvement over the 83. 83 is still a great engine, but we made steps to increase power but keep the same fuel efficiency with the 84. One of the things that's super cool with all the O.S.SPEED Drake engines is the configurations that we come up with in collaboration with OS are exclusive to the O.S.SPEED Drake line. So none of the other engines on the market are able to have these configurations. There's some engines out there where they can basically just pick from the OS catalog and kind of brand it as their own. That's not the case with the O.S.SPEED Drake engines. So it's exclusive because of the testing and development we do together to kind of come up with kind of just our own configuration. One of the things that's really unique is we use the semi-long stroke. So from OS, normally in the past, they always had either short stroke way back in the day, square stroke with like the 2101, and then the long stroke with Spec 2. And then some of the newer engines as well, 2104, 2105, both use long stroke. But with the 84, it's still semi-long stroke engine, but it does have a number of new items to make up this configuration. So originally, the first three versions of the 80 engine, so 81, 2, and 3, and also Ronda 1 and Ronda 2, all use the same piston sleeve and rod set. With the 84, it has a new piston sleeve and rod set. And the main change is the top arch of the exhaust port is different, and the shape of that is different to increase torque and overall peak power. So again, same bore and stroke as before, but it is a new piston sleeve and rod set. The next change is the crankshaft. Again, same bore and stroke, so 16.55 semi-long stroke. But the hole in the center of the crankshaft, or the passenger port is, I guess, what it's technically referred to as, is a smaller diameter. And that smaller diameter will increase throttle response. It will make it just drive and feel lighter, kind of on the low to mid range. That's kind of, I guess, the best or easiest way I can explain it is it makes the car flywheel almost just feel lighter. Everything spools up a bit quicker, and it also is more fuel efficient. So some of the changes we made are to increase power, and then the crankshaft, again, it does increase the response, but it also is more fuel efficient. So the third change will be with the inner head or head button. So with this, again, we wanted to increase the overall power and throttle response. So the design for the head button is a bit different to basically give it more power. This will also be really good for racing in Europe, where they have to run lower nitro content. But for the US style tracks with a lot of jumps, rhythm sections, this also just helps with that and increases power. The next change will be the cooling head. The cooling head has an additional fin. The overall weight is 5 grams heavier, so not a big change in weight, but it does help with cooling. The shape of the cooling head's a little bit different, and also it has an additional fin. And the main reason for this was I feel like with the 83 cooling head, we went kind of as light as possible, spread the fins out a little bit to make it really lightweight, but sometimes in extremely high grip or hot weather conditions, if you kind of missed the tune a little bit, or you were a little bit on the lean side, the engine could kind of start to lay down or lose a little bit of power when it was extremely hot. With the new cooling head, again, just cools better, more consistent when the engine is fully saturated with heat. it's able to provide better and more consistent power because of the better cooling. The Venturis also changed. So with the 84, it still comes with 2 Venturis, but it now comes with a 6mm Venturi for buggy and an 8mm Venturi for truck. You can obviously run anywhere in between that range of 6 and 8, depending on the track conditions and the desired power that you want. But from the testing we did, I preferred the 6mm. Just kind of, the 6mm actually gives a slightly more response than like a 6.5, but it's also a little bit less overall power. So because the 84 has so much power, we went to a slightly smaller Venturi, and that should also help slightly with fuel efficiency. As far as truck goes, I just wanted to basically be able to have as much power as possible in truck, really open up and let the engine breathe. So that's why we went with a 8mm Venturi for truck. As far as the tuned pipe set that comes in the combo, it's the TB02 with 75mm manifold. I think that will be the best setup for both truck and buggy. We also will offer a 85mm manifold. If you order your engine combo through the Drake Racing, you can put in the comments, we can customize the combo to come with either TB02, TB03 pipe, or 75 or 85mm manifold. So if you're a driver that just wants a little bit less power, a little bit smoother on bottom, just put in the comments 75mm with TB03, but the standard combo will come with TB02 with 75mm manifold. The head button still uses the O-ring. I don't have that here, but it has the groove for the O-ring, so it just helps keep everything nice and clean. If you go to remove the head to inspect the engine, that O-ring really makes a huge difference just to keep everything nice and clean, no dirt getting in the engine. Obviously the crankshaft is DLC coated. It has the 2 tungsten slugs, similar to the previous crankshafts on the Drake O.S.SPEED engines. And overall, this is just kind of a quick overview. Wanted to share information on the 84. It is available now on the drakeracing.com. We have engines only combos, and we also offer them with and without our Drake-in service, the oil bath break-in. And again, it's available now on the drakeracing.com.